Welcome to Short Economics. Today we will discuss on law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. It is based on the unsatisfied character of a human wants. German economist H.S. Gossen was the first who developed this theory. Therefore, in order to respect him, this law is also known as Gossen's first law. Later, it was popularized by Alfred Marshall. This law has been stated differently by different economists. So, according to Alfred Marshall, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. So, in such a way, Alfred Marshall defined a law of diminishing marginal utility. So, in short, we can say that law of diminishing marginal utility means as we accumulate more of a goods, we get a less satisfaction. Every economic theories are based on the assumptions. Even law of diminishing marginal utility is also not an exceptional. So when we look upon law of diminishing marginal utility, we can see that there are four important assumptions are there. The first one The first one is taste and preference of the consumer remain unchanged. Then the second one is income of the consumer remain constant. So income of the individual should not vary. Third one is units of the goods are identical or similar. So when a consumer consume, whatever he is consume, the good or the item should be a similar type. Then the fourth one is the process of consumption is continuous. So whenever the consumer consumes certain goods, so there should not be any gap while he is consuming. So these are the basic assumptions of law of diminishing marginal utility. This law hold good only when the above conditions. So whatever conditions we have said, if we are satisfying those conditions only, it will be correct. This theory will be correct. Now let us come to the explanation of the law. Okay, just imagine that suppose a person wants to consume apples and he is very hungry. As he goes on consuming apple one after the other, the utility of the apples will start diminishing. When he consumes the first apple, he derives the highest level of utility. After the consumption of the first apple, intensity of his desire declines. That you have to remember. Okay. After the consumption of the first apple, the intensity of his desire start to reduce or diminishes. Therefore, if he consume the second apple, what happens? He will get a lesser satisfaction than the first apple. The utility that he gets from the third apple will be again less. If he continues to consume more and more apples, utility of each apple goes on diminishes as the intensity of his desire goes on diminishing. Thus, the utility derived from the each successive unit of apple diminishes. So this theory again tries to convey that we obtain less and less marginal utility from the successive units of a commodity as we consume more and more of it. The law of diminishing marginal utility can be explained with the help of an imaginary utility schedule also. So if you look up on the table, we can see that when a consumer consumes the first apple, he gets a total utility of 8 units. And the marginal utility also become 8 units. The second apple gives him almost 5 units of utility, which is less than that of the first apple. If he continues to consume the third and the fourth units of the apple, the marginal utility diminishes to 3 and 2 units respectively. Okay. When he consumes the fifth, his total utility remains at 18 units. So we can see that it's a very maximum, and the marginal utility becomes 0. Again, if we consume the sixth apple, what happens? The marginal utility becomes negative and the total utility start to diminishes. Again, this imaginary utility schedule also tries to convey that we obtain less and less marginal utility from the successive units of a commodity as we consume more and more of it. Here you can see the diagram for the law of diminishing marginal utility. In the y-axis it shows the utility, and in the x-axis it shows units consumed. So when we consider the total utility, from the very beginning onwards we can see that total utility is increasing. Okay, as we have seen in the schedule also, in the initial level what happens to the total utility, it start to increase as we consume more of a good. What happens, the total utility increases, and after reaching a particular point the total utility start to reduce. Okay, so here up to point P, the total utility is increased. From that point onwards, from P onwards, what happens to the total utility, the total utility start to diminishes or reduces. On the other side, if you look upon the marginal utility, from the very beginning onwards we can see that marginal utility is reducing only. So as we consume more of a good, okay, the marginal utility reduces, even it reaches to the zero. Okay, even it reaches to the zero. Again, if the consumer consume more of a good, what happens, the marginal utility reduces. So that is what we can see in the diagram. So if you look upon the total utility and the marginal utility, one more thing we have to notice that when the total utility at its maximum, what happens to the marginal utility? Marginal utility becomes zero. So here it means that at point P is the maximum of total utility. When total utility at maximum, the marginal utility will be a zero. Mu, you can see that mu is at the point Q. So when total utility is at maximum, the marginal utility becomes a zero. When total utility start to decrease, even marginal utility become negative also. So this is what we can see in the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility says that whenever we consume more of a good, we are getting lesser satisfaction. So it is not always applicable in everywhere because it has certain limitations. The first one is the law of diminishing marginal utility is not applicable in the case of money, because if we are getting 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, we are not satisfied with that, we need much more. So in the case of the money, the law of diminishing marginal utility won't work out. Then the second thing is that it is not applicable to the rare collections like old stamp, old coins, etc. Because whatever, if you are getting more and more, we are getting more satisfaction in these cases. Whenever we are getting more of it, we are not reducing the satisfaction, we are getting more or increased satisfaction. So even in this case also, the law of diminishing marginal utility won't work out. Then the third one is it is not applicable in the case of the consumption of liquor. Okay, whenever as the consumer consume more of a liquor, the consumer gets more satisfaction. The satisfaction or the utility is not reducing by the consuming the liquor. So even in the case of the liquor also, this theory is not applicable. These are the major limitations of the law of diminishing marginal utility. Thank you for listening Short Economics. If you are having any doubt